is the time for South Florida to come together and talk it up. It's time for the award-winning, soon-to-be syndicated talk show, Night and Day. Opposites attract. And here is the prime example, Alan Knight and Bridget Day. If you'd like to be on the air on the Night and Day radio show, call toll-free right now, 1-888-565-1470. The Night and Day radio show would like to talk to you, 1-888-565-1470. For more information on the Night and Day radio show, go online to RadioNightandDay.com. That's radio KNIGHT and day.com. And now, it's time for the dynamic duo, Night and Day.
Night and day, you are the one, only you.
Let the fun begin. Hello, anybody. It's your pal Al Knight, along with
Bridget Day.
And together we are Night and Day. We are back again every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, every Sunday recorded at 8 o'clock. We want to thank you, whether it be in your living room or if you have one of those bathroom radios in the shower like I do.
Nice.
You click on that, you will hear us.
In the hot tub.
Okay, we're getting intimate now. But we have the dog in studio, and
yes.
beepers, eventually you will see. AMP2 TV, first of all, you have to go to WWNN Radio, which is our station website. And then to the right, you will see a television little box there. Click on that, and you will see, magically, because of Freddie Fix-It, you will see us. Now, if you've eaten your dinner, you may not want to tune in, because you don't want to see jolly old St. Nicholas. That would be me.
Stop.
And then the very lovely, thin Bridget Day. She hates when I talk about that. I don't know why. You know, if I had good looks, I would flaunt it. Why not?
That's because you're a man.
Look, the dog is still like... So the one with the tongue hanging out, not to be confused with Steve Kane on the radio station, but that is Beepers.
Yeah.
Beepers is a little mutt that we have. So all of us in studio. Linda as well. Linda from the Freddie Fix-It show is in studio as well. We have more people in studio than...
Listen to us.
No, we're taking shots. Come on. But thank you for tuning in each and every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. If you'd like to participate, you can always pick up the phone. You can always email. Telephone number is 1-888-565-1470, 1-888-565-1470. Or the email, which is radionightandday@aol.com, radionightandday@aol.com. And if you tune into the website, it's radionightandday.com. You'll see the back of our heads.
Wow, we have a lot of addresses, a lot of stuff going
You can
on.
find us somewhere. We have the signal that goes the length of my leg here. And what happens is, in order to compensate for that, Freddie Fix-It has put together the television station that we have, WWNNradio.com. AMP2 TV is what his company is called. But then also iTunes. You can pick, is it iTunes or TuneIn app? TuneIn app. All right,
yeah.
we gotta get it together here. The TuneIn app, iHeartRadio. Yes, there's many ways you can get in touch with us. All right, many addresses. We're just like running from the IRS. If you have many addresses, try to find us somehow.
Yes.
All right. Now the name of the show, Night and Day.
What do you have on?
Oh, if you are tuning in, all right. People at the radio station said, "Will you wear a tie?" Now, usually you don't have to wear a tie. All right. Blake in Master Control is dressed up.
I don't wear a tie.
In his T-shirt, but no, not for the women.
Oh.
All right. I can use it later on in the evening if you like. I can get one of my ties, but that's a whole other story. It's a classy show, all right? Not an X-rated show, but this particular tie that I have, it's a bow tie, and I made it out of a dollar bill.
You made that?
Yes, I made it. Put it together.
No wonder it's all wrinkled.
No, that's me. But the bow tie, and then I put a little clip on, a little paper clip,
Yes.
to hook it to the button. And I decided, all right,
Boy.
I'm going to wear it around. I did go to a restaurant
Ingenious.
today. I went to our sponsor, Mississippi Sweets, sponsor, hint, hint. Walked around with it. Hey,
You
I'm
walked around like that all day?
yes. Is that bad?
No.
I'm
No
fine with
comments.
it. I'm okay. It's the man that makes the clothes. In this particular instance, most of the time it's reverse.
Yeah.
I'm fine with my masculinity. I can wear it. I can get away with it. Blake and Master Control, how you doing? I'm going to turn away from the camera so you can see the back of my head, which is probably the best part of me. Yes, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about everyone else?
Excellent. Do we have a guest online? All right.
Oh, we
Thumbs
have a
up.
guest.
We have a guest alert. Guest alert. Usually we don't have a guest
Usually
because
we have a guest that cancels.
yes, well, we have many guests
is
who are
unusual.
who have rescheduled.
Okay.
All right, but today let's give a full, warm, night and day welcome. All right, and this is the secret to a better work environment.
Oh.
That would be to fire
Useful
most of the people
information.
around here, but that's a whole other story. The secret to a better work environment. David Sanders, certified master consultant. First of all, I want to know how that works out, where you be the certified master consultant. I've heard of the word consulting in radio, and that's generic, but how do you get to be a certified master consultant?
Certified means you have degrees.
I know that part, master consultant. Then the entrepreneur, anybody can use that, but author of Tomorrow, Golden Age and Dark Age. So if you have a job, if you're in South Florida and you have a job, you're damn lucky. And most of the time when you're there, you have some negative people around you. If you're in radio, it's most of the time.
Backstabbers.
How do you get through the day? How do you fix it? This is going to be a good guest. So let's get him on the line. I'm
Okay,
excited about
great.
it. I want to see. We'll talk to Mr. David Sanders. Hello. You're on Night and Day.
Ah, well, thank you. Glad to be on the show.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time. First of all, the word master consultant, certified master consultant. What is that? How do you get that particular title? Or is that something you just made up when you were putting together your bio?
No, it's something I worked awfully hard to get, actually. I started in the consulting business in 1975, so I've been around the block a few times and have been trained on a lot of different programs and different consulting firms, some of the best in the country. And then finally went to Hubbard College of Administration in Los Angeles back around the turn of the millennium, and did 21 courses and 5 internships, and worked with a lot of different people, including some movie stars and all kinds of
movie stars.
businesses.
Can you get him on the
And,
show? We interview celebrities at times. We like to do. We interviewed Don Rickles, by the way, just to throw a name out there. So okay,
Oh,
so
is that
you're a certified master consultant, entrepreneur. You wrote the book and the secret to a better work environment. I guess you just gave out something or hinted maybe the secret to a better work environment is to what? Work for yourself.
There you go.
I think so.
What's that?
There you go.
That's
There you go. I
kind of the
think
way.
that's a very good secret.
Well, my first question right out of the box, how do you control something that sometimes you have no control over in your work environment? How's that for a question to right out of the gate?
Well, that's a tough one. First of all, there's a key question of what should you be in control of in your work environment. And it's not just a light question, frankly, because if you're trying to control stuff that you have no ability to control, you're going to be frustrated.
That makes
We've
sense.
all experienced that kind of stuff.
So with the concept, though, to be, I can control my reactions to things, that I would be in control of. There's my psychology degree coming out. I majored not in psychology, in secondary education with a minor in psychology. That's why I'm crazy that I got into radio. So is that something, though, to...
Well, I think that that's part of it, but there's also part of it of knowing what you're responsible for and what you're not. And this, to a certain degree, is a function of how the business has defined the work environment. And if it's not defined, well, heck, help out a little bit and get the thing defined. What I use is on my website is called an organizing board, in which the whole business is divided up into 7 divisions: the executive, HR and communication, the the marketing and sales, the finance division.
So you're breaking it down into
delivery.
categories and then
Break it down
defining
to
what
that.
everybody is going to be doing. Sometimes in the real world, in order to keep a job, you have to do 5 or 6 different jobs in order to keep your job because of the world,
Absolutely.
downsizing and things like that. So there's not really always a definition. Sometimes you have to come to the rescue and do something that's not classified in your particular realm of things, and you just attach onto it and say, okay, I'm doing it. If the world was the wonderful Wizard of Oz and everything was all wonderful, that's one thing, and you can define the moment. What happens if you're in a mess, and that's why we're going to turn to you? What do you do?
Well, one of the first things to do, you got a basic principle here, which is called cope and organize. And cope means you handle something somehow, anyhow, to get through it. And then at the end of that, or that is moments when you've got an extra moment to breathe, you organize a little bit. Because if you don't eventually organize things so that you're not all the time having to handle Susie May's job, for whatever reason, you don't eventually organize the place, it just becomes a drag. It's cope, 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 and the end product of cope is drown. The
Okay.
end product of organize is freedom.
Well, do
So
you have
gotta
some
cope,
skills?
Yeah, handle it.
David Sanders, the certified master consultant and entrepreneur, and supposedly helping us with a better work environment. All right, besides taking drugs, what are some skills that you can do to help yourself cope? You say the word cope. That's a generic term that anybody can say. You know, that's another way of on the street saying, I'm going to learn to deal with it. What do you do specifically? Do you have something? I mean, when you wrote this book, or was the book related to The Secret to a Better Work Environment? It's called Tomorrow, Golden Age or Dark Age. Was that something that was dealing with this, or is that something totally different?
It deals with it to some degree. It's a little broader in spectrum. Just to answer that question, then I'll come back and answer your first part. There's a book called Abundance, The Future is Better Than You Think, which was written by Peter Diamandis, who's quite a character. And he laid out the reasons why the world is actually, whether we even try or not, we're actually going to go up into an amazing new future because of all the creative activities that have gone forward and all the technology coming to pass and so forth. We are in a rocket ride of advancing civilization. The problem with it is that you've got all these other oddities of people mishandling this and that part of like the work environment. We've had a supposed recovery for the last, 4 years or something, since we supposedly got out of the recession. And yet the recovery is just the weakest in history. So people get caught up in that, and they go, "Oh, it's doom and gloom, and the worst world is coming to."
Yes, you can have a wonderful you can have a wonderful environment outside of work, but yet if your work environment sucks, then you will transcend once you go out that door to have a bad day. You know, it's like Charlie Brown with the little cloud over his head when you walk out. Everybody around, you can have a party, but if you're not invited to the party, the world sucks. Or when you're walking out, your internal is going to spread around. When you're going outside, you're still upset when you go home, and then you're going to be coming back again. What are some of the skills? Because when you were saying, "Oh, we're a wonderful rocket ride," okay, that's great. I need specific answers. I booked the interview because I want to find out specifically how to deal with a hostile work environment or something that you can't control. Let's say you have a boss that's an idiot, or what would be some coping skills to help our listeners? I'm going to spoon feed.
A couple of real key ones are, number one, communication. And communication is kind of a two-way thing. The first thing is, and an important one to gain, is the ability to listen and to actually hear what that other person is saying. One of the problems that happens in work environments very frequently is that people go out of communication with one another. And the first thing that goes wrong is that they don't listen to one another. And the second thing that goes wrong is that even when they listen, they don't acknowledge what the other person says and wrap that up as a conversation.
Okay.
Is that with me all right on that?
I got you so far, but you ever talk to some of the people? Let's use radio for instance. That's the profession I'm in, and when sometimes you're not going to discuss the matter, you're just told what to do.
Right.
So, in order for communication to work, you need a two-way street. Sometimes you don't have that. You want to jump in, honey? Do you go along with what to improve the work environment, or a question or two while we're talking to Mr. David Sanders, the Secret to a Better Work Environment interview?
No, it's just sometimes you have hostile people. How do you handle the hostile people?
You communicate with them. Tell them you better cut the crap out.
Well, part of it
Simple
is
terms. I'm straightforward there. What else besides communication? In other words, if you have a tough boss, maybe one of the problems is you can't communicate with him. What do? What's something else? So far, I don't want to disrespect you, but you're thinking if the world's in a nice bubble and I'm looking through the rosy-colored glasses, I'm looking for specifics, not we're on a rocket ride.
Right. Okay. Well, let's take a look then at first of all, the communication. When I'm talking about, let's say you're getting an order.
What if he sells many books?
Specific situation. Okay, I want you to go do this,
right,
or that. One of the things to do is to actually get the work done and report a compliance in such a fashion that the other person at the other end gets, good, it got done. Because I've been at both ends of the spectrum. Part of the time being a boss, part of the time I end up being...
I have no clue what he's talking about either. All right, hold on one second. We have to take a break, okay? I got to communicate that I have sponsors on our show, and we're going to put you on hold for just a second, and we're going to be coming back. We're speaking to Mr. David Sanders, certified master consultant, entrepreneur, author of Tomorrow, Golden Age and Dark Age. And is Blake in the bathroom or something like that? Blake's falling asleep. We're paying for this, right? We would be coming back if Blake was actually in the studio, so we can go
run back there and push a button.
And push the button. We have this recorded on AMP2 TV. Thank goodness Freddie is here. When the lawsuit happens, it's on video. We're on 1 hour.
There he is.
We're gonna take a break for a moment. Okay, we'll put Mr. Sanders on hold on the Night and Day Radio Show. And where is Rich Allen on the show where he's on tomorrow about the Second Amendment rights? You have a gun? My God. All right. Taking a break here on the Night and Day Radio Show. I'm Alan Knight. You're Bridget Day. Bored after I said, hello, Mr. Sanders. How are you? We're going to generate... The show will get better. No, we can get better.
I don't know.
We're coming back. Thank you for... We're just warming up now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Sanders is almost over. Thank you for listening to the Night and Day Radio Show. We're coming back.
Hi, I'm Eric Voitok, Nodal Network System Operator in the U.S. Army. For a show that is a real bomb that I can't even defuse, listen to the Night and Day Show with Alan Knight and Bridget Day.
Paradise Bank, they exceed expectations. In fact, that's their motto. Honest, courteous people. They will help you succeed with sound financial advice. They give the world their best. This successful bank has $3 million in assets, FDIC insured.
You left off a couple zeros, son. $300 million in assets.
Right. Okay, zeros always get in my way. This successful bank has $300 million in assets, FDIC insured, and 3 locations. The main branch is at 2420 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton.
That's their corporate office where all the decisions are made.
540 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale.
The area president is Mr. Phil McNally.
And 1351 North Federal Highway in Delray Beach.
Where Ann Ennis is the branch manager.
Their main branch phone number is 561-392-5444. That's 561-392-5444.
And what are some of the services that Paradise Bank, our sponsor, offers? If you're looking to refinance, or if you have a commercial property as well, they do it. If you're looking for an IRA, checking account, savings account, a CD, they're the ones that are going to give you something good. Paradise Bank, member FDIC. Other financial institutions call them to find out what their rates are. So why don't you call and find out and see what it is like in Paradise? 561-392-5444, 561-392-5444. If you stop by, you'll get a free gift and mention, of course, Alan Knight and Bridget Day. The Night and Day Show brought you in. That's when you'll get the free goodies.
Do yourself a favor. Check out Paradise Bank. You'll thank us for it.
And there's a location in Fort Lauderdale, Boca, and Delray. Paradise Bank, sound investment, and if you need a financial institution, they're the best. Come to Paradise.
There's no business like show business like no business I know.
Hi, I'm Kathy Rawlings, CEO of Standing Room Only Productions. We provide entertainment for private parties, corporate events, or fundraisers. Everything from a single musician to a full orchestra. Vocalists, dancers, comedians. We also provide interactive entertainment like murder mysteries, comedy weddings, and Broadway comedy plays. For personal attention to your special event, call 954-791-7555 or check out our website, kathysro.com. That's Kathy with a C, kathysro.com. Or give me a call and I will help you personally arrange that very special event. 954-791-7555. Thank you.
Let's go on with the show.
Welcome to Alan Knight and Bridget Day on your dial. It's Talk Radio at its best. More chat, here we go. We know all the latest trends and happenings. Don't look no further. All you need to know and where to go. There's no other. Talking about Alan Knight and Bridget Day on your dial. It's Talk Radio at its best.
How are you? Yeah, he heard you. Oops. All right, that's what the audience. If you are just tuning in, snore softly. You're on the Night and Day Radio Show. I'm Alan Knight.
I'm Bridget Day.
And together we are Night and Day. On the phone with us real quick is David Sanders, who is an entrepreneur, certified master consultant, seller of 2 or 3 books now and then. And we want to talk just real briefly. You mentioned about communication. We have that, but just on the tip of the iceberg. What's something else if you cannot communicate with your boss or you just have that bad work environment? Let's say you have somebody who, here's a good example. One of our listeners emailed us. How do you handle employees that do not feel they need to respect their much younger supervisor, which you have that today with some of the corporations who are firing the older folks and then bringing in somebody for half the salary or a third of the salary, and then you have the folks working underneath them. What do you do in that situation?
Well, again, I think communication is a part of it, but there's a couple of things that you can do.
Me.
One of them is something that we refer to as getting at slight, gentle cause. So if you've got somebody that is annoying you or is dissing you, disrespecting you, or something like that, one of the things that that occurs is people start going the effect of that other person. Whether it's a younger supervisor that some of the older people are kind of harassing or they're disrespecting or something like that. What you have to do in that circumstance is to somehow go from just being the effect of that person to pushing back, at least in a gentle fashion, to establish your position your relationship.
Gentle push.
To establish your
No
right
shoving.
to do whatever.
Okay. Well, thank you. It's been riveting. I appreciate you. Do you have a job? Did you work in the workforce over the many years that you've been alive?
I have, yeah.
In the corporate sector? What?
Well, I've worked. I've primarily been as a consultant, but I've actually worked in a lot of different positions over the years.
Okay.
Anything from a reception up to the executive director of a company.
Thank you so much,
Thank
David
you.
Sanders. Be well. We appreciate it. All right. Bye-bye. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for being on the Steve Kane Show. All right. I'm sorry. Is he off the phone? This is why I don't sketch. That was a waste of time. That was a waste of time. You know the highlight of the time? When Freddie Fix-It is here doing the TV, and when you went to the bathroom. That was it.
That was fun.
Okay. You're on the Night
Someone's
Radio
calling
Show.
back, so maybe it's him.
Unbelievable. No. If it's him, tell me. All right. Should we go to the phones? Lord have mercy.
No more phones.
No more phones. Now you can see why. That's why Rich Allen, who's heard tomorrow at 7 o'clock on It's the Law, he doesn't take phone calls.
I don't blame him.
If it's indicative of the type of guest that we just hung up on, you'll see why. All right, you're on the Night and Day Radio Show, not to be confused with any other program that doesn't have a nice jingle, and Freddie Fix-It, who is putting together what a wonderful television show. We're just starting right now, all right? It's 28 after the hour. Now we're raring to go. Now we're going to pick up some speed. All right. Do we have phone calls? Do you don't want to go to the phones?
Now that we've put everyone to sleep,
Wake up.
Wake them up.
Okay, go ahead. Do you have an announcement or two before we go back to the
I
phone
just
in a
wrote
second?
doodle, 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 doodle.
She really did. She is not kidding. All right, we'll go to the phone. Go ahead. You're on the Night and Day Radio Show, where South Florida comes to talk and sleep.
Alan.
Yes.
It's Mark Smith.
Mark Smith. Oh, Mark Smith.
Mr. NASA.
Mark Smith works for NASA up in, what is it, Orlando? Kissimmee? What?
Kennedy Space Center.
That's not the city, Smarty. Have you been talking to David Sanders? The Kennedy Space Center is where?
It's just near the city of Cocoa, Titusville.
Cocoa, yeah. Well, I remember Cocoa Beach from, what was that? I Dream of Jeannie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is that where that was?
Yeah, he was.
That's right. He was an astronaut.
Yes. Everything's fiction, honey. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Anthony Nelson, Tony Nelson, yes.
Oh, okay.
But the show was not filmed in this area. It was filmed in L.A. But anyway, I was calling to let you know that we got a lot of neat things going on at the Space Center.
Oh.
Tomorrow night is another launch of a Delta IV rocket. It's a very important American communications military satellite.
Communicate. Did you hear that, David Sanders? They're putting up a communications satellite to help better communications because NASA, we got it right from the horse's mouth. From NASA, they're putting up a communications. Is this a private rocket communications satellite or what? Or is it government? It's probably broken.
Military. It's the wideband global SATCOM communications satellite.
Is it going to help Comcast at all?
No, not at all.
Of course not.
It helps our troops in the field, and that's a good thing.
Oh, that's a good thing. Okay, it's going to help the troops. Okay, good, good.
That's going up. It's tomorrow evening. The launch window is about 8:28 p.m. tomorrow night.
It's cool to see a nighttime launch. I saw one of the nighttime launches.
I've never seen a launch.
That
I'm
lights up
dying.
the sky like it's daytime. I've been on site at the Kennedy Space Center. All right, so we'll have to come there to see some stuff. So that's happening tomorrow. Now, if you're listening, hold on a second. If you're listening on Wednesday night, it is tomorrow, which is Thursday, which is the, 23rd? All right. If you are tuning in on Sundays when we replay this at 8 o'clock, you missed it. Go ahead.
You should have been there.
Right. What else you got before we go to the next riveting call?
All right. The next big thing, the big thing that we've been working on for many months now is the Orbiter Atlantis exhibit. That's going to be opening up on June the 29th. That's the Space Shuttle Orbiter Atlantis.
Do you think you could try to hook up some of our listeners with some free tickets, to give away? Can I talk to somebody who's in charge to see if we can give away something from NASA?
Wheels in motion.
If you could, exclusively, how about exclusively on the Night and Day show and on the Freddie Fix-It show? Those are the only two places you would be able to get these NASA tickets. All right?
Tickets to what? Ride a rocket?
Have you been sleeping since the David Sanders interview?
Uh-huh.
Okay, no, this is Bob Smith from NASA.
I know.
And he's talking about this orbiter exhibit at NASA. And that hopefully we could get in for free.
It's not Bob
Freebie alert!
Smith.
Freebie alert! Yes, huh?
You said it was Bob Smith.
Yes, Bob, a.k.a. Robert.
Oh.
I have to explain everything. Look at that! If you are looking online,
Ooh, we have a NASA thing.
he could work for CNN. I mean, Freddie Fix-It is spectacular. He has the graphic for NASA as we're talking right now on WWNNradio.com. Click on the television button, and you will see not only us, but you will see the NASA logo. And he's got a couple of, I guess these are file photos. So it works. We are in 3D. How about that? Are you kidding? Yeah. See how that is? We have the exclusive NASA Bob Smith, Robert Smith, I guess if you want to say Mr. Smith, a consultant with us. And then with the help of Freddie Fix-It and AMP2 TV, we have a 3D. So make sure when you listen in and you can watch on Sundays at 8 o'clock on the Night and Day radio show, you'll be able to see that too. Okay. Well, thank you for chiming in. We appreciate it.
The invitation still stands for the both of you to come on up. We'll talk about that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's. Is another caller before we take a break? We're up against all we do. The best part of the show is the breaks. Hello, where South Florida comes to talk night and day. You're on. Hi there.
Yeah, every time I hear the word NASA, I think about the NASA director that Obama sent out to about 2 years ago. Do you remember that? He sent him over to the Muslim world for Muslim outreach. Do you guys remember that?
No, wait a second. This guy, I haven't heard this. The guy sent, President Obama sent the head of NASA over to where?
I want to say Iran or Iraq for Muslim outreach.
Okay, and what was it for?
I just wanted to send out the director of NASA, and he was doing an interview on Al Jazeera. They asked him what he was doing there, and he said, well, he was sent over by the President of the United States to for Muslim outreach, to show the world what the Muslims have done in science and technology to make the world a better place.
Well, please, that's like sending Dennis Rodman over to see the Kim Jong-un or whatever. They're the same thing without the mohawk. Did you see him on The Apprentice? Dennis Rodman.
I like Rodman.
Oh, please.
He's interesting.
Looked like a rooster.
Drank his way off. He probably drank his way off again. I mean, they keep giving this guy chances.
So, and we're paying the bill for sending that guy over.
Well, of course.
For Rodman?
No.
I wanted to mention about the being a boss and the relationships and all that.
Yes.
I tell anyone that works for me, I go, think of this as more of a marriage than a family.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
That's a good
We learned more from this guy.
Yeah. You should write a book.
What type of job or you own this business? You don't have to mention the name of the business, but
it's I was a general manager of a property once, we had 22 employees.
Okay. I like that as a marriage.
And that's because you can't pick your family. And your mother's your mother, your dad's your dad, your brothers and sisters, they're yours forever. You can change friends, you can change wives, and you can change husbands. So let's think of this as a family. If we get along, it's going to be a great relationship. We'll all talk about it a long time from now.
Yeah, you're spending half of your waking moments at your job. I see my boss, my coworkers, more than I see my mother in Denver, Colorado. So you better bet that I have to get along with them the best. Thank you for you were the shortest caller, but had the most to say. I do appreciate that. So thank you very much.
YouTube that Obama thing when you get a chance. You'll get a kick out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we will. Thank you.
All right, up against a break, but first we have to take another time out for the thought of the day.
The toilet man.
This is your radio philosopher, Eric Patton, bringing you your thought of the day. What gives love? Imagine if we lived in a community, country, and a world where a majority of the people ask this question to themselves on a daily basis. What gives love? I believe our language would be different. And if our language shapes our reality, our actions would be different. When we ask ourselves, what gives love? we're reminded that the greatest power is love, and regardless of our culture, race, or sex, we are all human beings. So, what gives love in your language and your actions? For more thoughts, you can visit my site, ericpapp.com. Thanks, and remember, this is your life. So stay tuned for more Hot Talk with Alan Knight and Bridget Day.
All he was trying to should be paying attention to the program.
Yeah,
There's more. You're listening to the Night and Day Radio Show. I'm Alan Knight, also known as Mud Tonight.
And I'm Bridget Day, also known as Sleepy Tonight.
No, we're going to kick it up a notch. No more phone calls. We are closing the phones. That's the rule. For the next half hour, no more phone calls. Unless it's somebody from the IRS that we have to take, or somebody that says we're going to win the lottery. Those are the only exceptions. Thank you. I'm Alan Knight.
I'm Bridget Day.
Together we are Night and Day.
Alan Knight and Bridget Day. Alan Knight and Bridget Day. Talk Radio.
Are you kidding? I only have 30 seconds to tell you about the services Paradise Bank has to offer? Well, I can try. Checking accounts, savings accounts, CDs, individual retirement accounts, money market accounts, remote deposit capture, internet banking, specializing in homeowners association banking, online bill pay, courier service, lockbox services, safety deposit boxes, commercial loans, home equity lines of credit, SBA loans, residential mortgages, concierge service, and their Camp Paradise Children's Program. I know there's more, but I can't get through it. Just call their main office at 561-392-5444, 561-392-5444. Member FDIC. See you soon in Paradise. Whew.
Alan Knight and Bridget Day. Alan Knight and Bridget Day. Talk Radio.
Hi, Alan. Hi, Bridget. Here is the story of the day. Man used stun gun on grandmother. A 20-year-old man is accused of firing a stun gun at his grandmother while intoxicated. According to reports, Alex arrived at his grandparents' house smelling of alcohol. He became angry when a family member asked him to turn over his stun gun. His grandmother and her sister tried to leave, but he grabbed them and took their cell phones. Eventually, police said he fired his stun gun at the wall directly behind the two women. His 66-year-old grandmother attempted to run. Arapahoe fired the stun gun, hitting her in the back. She was still able to run out of the home and call police. This is Harriet Cass reporting for the Night and Day Radio Show. Have a great evening.
Want to share your thoughts and opinions? Well, you can be heard right now on the Night and Day Radio Show. 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470. For advertising and sponsor information, call 954-709-2526. Or, if it's easier to remember, that's 954-709-ALAN. Email Alan Knight and Bridget Day at radionightandday@AOL.com. And you spell night with a K. Radio Night and Day @AOL.com.
20 minutes before the hour of the Night and Day Radio Show. I'm Alan Knight.
I'm Bridget Day.
Together we are Night and Day. And we are heard live on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock in the evening and Sundays replayed at 8 p.m. right against primetime television. But thank goodness, hey, replays, you never know when two or three and another duck are going to listen.
Yeah.
What was on your mind? You know, we have something that is important.
Ask me a question and you go blah, 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 over me.
I had to cover for like the David Sanders interview. Go ahead.
Anyway, did the Powerball person, I don't have TV anymore, did the Powerball person come forward?
Oh, the one from Zephyr Hills, Florida? I do not know.
You know, I think it's very unfair and dangerous. It's a Florida law. They make you give your name and the city that you live in as part of public record. I mean, if I won the $600 million and I had kids in school, right. I mean, they're targets. Why can't you stay anonymous? I understand you have to pay your taxes and the government will know, but
I can only
mean-
compare it to, let's say, radio. All right? I'm going to compare it to a real radio station, not to be confused with WWNN. Only because when I worked for CBS, when you call in, let's say to be the 10th caller, 15th caller,
right,
you are consenting with everything when you make that call to use your voice, to use your likeness, to use you in any way possible, and you picking up the phone. And that is illegal because they want to promote that. Now, there are national contests that are around. If you're the 100th caller, because you have a sound that goes off, and hundreds of stations across the country will have this particular, you can win $10,000. And what happens is there's only one person who's going to win that 10 grand,
Right.
but you don't know you're up against 15 other states. So when you call in and win, they want to take that call and don't say that you in Keokuk, Iowa won. They want to pretend that you locally win
They
it.
use that for promotion, but the Powerball
Correct.
really doesn't need
It's
a
all in
promotion.
marketing. When they're giving something away, it's not just to give it
I
away.
just think it's dangerous.
Well, then don't play. If you know that you're going to be found out
Really?
anyway.
That's your solution.
Well,
Don't play.
I'm sorry.
Duh.
Well, I'm taking it from the David Sanders handbook that says
Communication is key, and
No.
you're not communicating.
that's going to be the trip. Speaking of which, the trivia question we have to go over from last week. That's going to be the answer. If you were the first person to text David Sanders, you will win a $25 gift certificate to our sponsor, Mississippi Sweets. Okay, but anyway,
Anyway, I just think it's scary. That's all.
where did you hear that is the requirement when you win the lottery?
I know that it is.
You know that it is?
Yeah.
You saw it on the internet?
I saw it on The View.
I'm a French model. Bonjour. Are you sure that
I
was...
saw it on The View. Whoopi
Oh,
Goldberg said it.
Oh, then that's law.
It is. She looks up stuff.
If you get it from
no,
Whoopi...
I know. And then I read it in the newspaper also.
Well, I'm sure when something becomes public record like that, but then again, you want to win the money, you can hire
Of course, and you should have
bodyguards.
the right to win. Yeah, but that's, I mean, if you got kids in school, I just
You
worry
can use
about
the presidential limousine. You ever see how that works? Armor plated, bomb proof.
That's silly.
No worry. No
Who
worries.
wants to do that?
Keeping Obama alive, right? Anyway, the trivia question from last week was, how did the Wizard of Oz get its name? Do you remember that?
Yes.
That's when you weren't sleeping last week's show.
Right.
The Wizard of Oz. How did the Wizard of Oz get its name? Did you find out?
No, I don't
No.
care.
Freddie Fixit's in the room. Did Freddie find out? No. Linda's in the room. Did you ever wonder when the Wizard of Oz? Because we also talked about the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow was possibly going to be cut out of that movie, and of course it's one of the top 20 recognizable songs from movies. All right. Nobody won. There was a lot of cute guesses and so forth, but the story behind it was Frank Baum, who is the writer of The Wizard of Oz, was developing the story. He was around some school children, and he was in an office, and he was talking about his magical village that he was thinking of with the munchkins and things. And they said, well, what is the name of the wizard? And he had this magical wizard, but didn't know the name to call the magical wizard. And he looked across the office and saw a filing cabinet. And you know how the filing cabinet has on the front A to G, and then H to N or so forth, O to Z.
See that?
And on the bottom filing drawer, that was his inspiration to call it the Wizard of Oz.
That's a really cute name.
There you go.
All right.
The things you find out on the Night and Day radio show. But this week's trivia question is a whole lot easier. If you go to radionightandday@aol.com, and radio is spelled with an R, the K is spelled, the night is spelled with a K. I'm going slow. radionightandday@aol.com, spell night with a K. And if you put the word David Sanders, that was who was our interview.
Or Colonel Sanders.
7 herbs and spices. I like the Colonel stuff. And if you put that down, David Sanders, you're the first one, or at least the first 2, you will win a $25 gift card to Mississippi Sweets. Speaking of which, they have 2 locations, one in Lake Worth, one in Boca, right across the street from another sponsor, Paradise Bank. And if you go there, tell them that Night and Day sent you in. And some of the great food that you can have at Mississippi Sweets is
barbecue chicken, ribs, pulled pork, barbecue beef. Is that the same as
Barbecued beef and barbecue and pulled pork is different.
Oh.
One, if you're
What is-
Jewish, you
what
can eat
is-
it. One, if you're not, you can't.
What
if you're
what is
Orthodox.
ribs? Is ribs beef?
But you can have beef ribs or pork ribs, like
Oh.
the baby back ribs. Now, they do have St. Louis ribs, only because I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. And those are the big meaty ones. Those are the bigger ones. So those are the St. Louis ribs. You know what's funny? I like the baby back ribs more than the St. Louis ribs.
I don't know what
you-
meat they're from.
Linda likes it too? Yeah. But you ever see Fred Flintstone's? They have the big Brontosaurus burgers and
Oh,
things like
yes.
that. That's when I think of St. Louis ribs.
Oh,
So
okay.
Mississippi Sweets Barbecue.
They have burgers.
I'm telling you. AMP2 TV,
Salads.
Freddie Fix-It. He's spectacular.
Catfish.
Has if you go to
We're having two different conversations.
www.nnradio.com and you click on the TV button, you will see
Go
the
to
front of
Mississippi
Mississippi Sweets.
Sweets.
All right, no, go ahead. I interrupt. Homemade cornbread, homemade
Yes.
coleslaw. Yes.
Catfish.
Catfish. The Love Me Tenders. Love Me Tenders. Yeah. Oh, the Mississippi Sweets. Yeah. What are those, honey?
Oh, yeah.
What are they?
They're things that you eat.
Can you give me a better communication with what they are?
I read the book.
Okay.
They're
Can you?
French fries?
No, Mississippi Sweets are not French fries. They are the
Oh, right
potatoes,
here. They're potatoes, deep fried potatoes. That's like French fries.
but they are sweet,
Sweet potatoes.
It's Linda's in the studio. Linda, Freddie Fix-It's
You wanna come sit
better
here?
half, and she's paying attention to the show. Knows this. She must have been there. God bless her. So, see, even Freddie Fix-It's family endorses our sponsors too. You know
Yes.
it has to be good. Excellent.
She
Wait a
knows the
second.
menu without looking at it.
We are doing the show live on a Wednesday night, and we had tickets to go see the Marlins. And we gave our tickets to who? Mr. Craig Worthing. That was the other exception where he is live at the ballpark.
Oh.
Wouldn't you like to be sitting next to Craig Worthing at the Marlins game? And he's right along the third base line. Hello there, Craig Worthing. You're on Night and Day, live from Marlins Park.
Well, hello there. First of all, I want to thank you for the tickets. And I must tell you, original tickets were in section 25, row 27. But
That's the announcement.
I am handicapped in a wheelchair. They moved us nine sections down. We're behind home plate.
Wow.
Oh, so we can see on the
I'm
highlights.
in the wheelchair section, but they improved our tickets. And I thank you for that. The game.
Yeah, because the ballpark's empty.
And there's no score. All right?
No
so they
score.
had to move us because of the wheelchair.
And they're playing
Anyway.
the Phillies. Yep.
We're having a terrific time. And I also want to, besides thanking you and Bridget, I want to make mention that when you and Bridget are on your vacation on June the 19th, that Wednesday, I'll be filling in for you guys back about a month from now.
Oh,
Yes.
that's exciting. Okay, so Craig Worthing will be in studio on the 19th of June.
In a month from now.
While Bridget and I are going to Las Vegas to
I'm
stay
gonna
at the Paris
have
Hotel.
Old acquaintances and friends with me, Donna Kay
Yes.
and Al Diskin.
Alan Diskin in
Alan
studio.
Diskin.
There's a
We're
reason to
gonna
tune
talk
out.
about radio and entertainment, past, present, and future.
Kidding, Alan. I'm
All
just making
right.
fun since I had the
Cool.
David Sanders interview. No, but thank you.
We look forward to you calling in from Vegas.
Okay, and it's what about a 3-hour time difference?
Yeah.
Well, and only goes to what we wanted to do is because we went to the real Eiffel Tower to get engaged like Tom Cruise. I hope that sticks because Tom Cruise's didn't. But we went and we had that. We went to the real Eiffel Tower. Now we're going to go to the fake Eiffel Tower so we can hit both Eiffel Towers within a certain amount of time. Yes. But thank you, Craig. We appreciate it. No score at the Marlins game.
Shocking.
No score in the third inning. They had a chance in the second. They loaded the bases. They couldn't score.
Hey, the Marlins are not having a great
There's
year.
not a huge crowd here tonight because the Heat are playing.
Yes.
And with the Heat playing, everybody is...
The Heat game doesn't
over
start
there.
till 8:30.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Craig. Thank you for the excitement.
Yes. Enjoy.
Bye-bye. That's Craig Worthing live at Marlins Park.
Bye-bye.
That's a nice
Bye-bye.
park.
Don't get
It's
mugged.
a shame they don't have a nice team.
Yeah.
They sold everybody.
They have to purchase another one.
Another what?
Team.
Okay, yeah, they'll start from
better-
scratch.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for always tuning. We're late for a break again, honey.
Whoopee.
Here on the Night and Day Radio Show. We're coming back after this. Don't you look forward to the breaks? Because the music
really,
picks
really
you
do.
up. Thank you again to Freddie Fixit and Linda for putting up all the graphics. WWNNradio.com. Click on the TV button. AMP2 TV is the company, so if you want to see something spectacular like what you're seeing,
What is
get
that
hold
noise
of.
out there?
What's that? That's the train.
Oh.
When a train comes by, it shakes the studio. We have no control over it. I'm Alan Knight.
I'm Bridget Day.
Together, woo-hoo!
Night and day.
Hi, my name is Dylan.
Hi, my name is Dalton.
I am 7.
I am 5.
And we listen to the Night and Day Radio Show. It's better than cartoons.
It's an experience unmatched in the world of banking. We call it Paradise Bank. Paradise Bank can make banking simple so you can carry out your day-to-day banking both quickly and conveniently. A majority of their products and services have been developed with a considerable input from their customers and business owners and CFOs. Welcome to Paradise. Listening to their customers is an integral part of the Paradise culture and charm. After all, banking should be and is a people business with Paradise. As a result, their full line of business and personal products are designed to meet your individual needs. A very strong local bank that excels in personalized service and puts the customer first. They deserve the name Paradise. Come and see the difference in Boca, Fort Lauderdale, and Delray. Call their main office at 561-392-5444. 561-392-5444. Member FDIC. See the difference in Paradise. Honey, what time is it?
It's Mississippi Sweets time.
Dinner time, lunch, you name it. What's the reason to go to Mississippi Sweets?
Well, I have great food, great value, and your favorite baby back ribs.
I like the ribs. I like the chicken, too.
My favorite is the catfish. And I love the chicken tenders. They call them Love Me Tenders. I love that name. And they are out of this world, so you say.
Love me tender. Love me tenders at Mississippi Sweets. Oh, and of course we have to mention the owner,
Randy Smith.
He's a good guy. You're going to love the food, love the man who runs the place, Mississippi Sweets. Where are the locations?
They are at 9859 Lake Worth Road, which is the Lake Worth, Wellington area, or 2399 North Federal Highway, right across the street from
Paradise Bank. You can hit two sponsors of the Night and Day Radio Show in Boca Raton. Paradise Bank on one side, and across the street, Mississippi Sweets. What a combination.
Make a deposit and have some lunch.
I like that. So, of course, homemade cornbread, the homemade Caesar dressing, they've got it all. Mississippi Sweets. Let's spell it together. Mississippi.
How did you know to do that?
Why? Because I know how to spell the word Mississippi.
Yeah, it's hard.
Thank goodness it's not Bartholomew's. All right, Mississippi Sweets, stop by and say hello to Randy Smith. Tell him that Alan Knight and Bridget Day sent you by. Of course, if you spell out Mississippi, he'll give you a napkin because you probably drooled all the barbecue sauce all over yourself when you say it with a mouthful of ribs. Mississippi Sweets in Boca and in the Lake Worth, Wellington area.
Welcome to Alan Knight and Bridget Day on your dial. It's Talk Radio at its best. More chat, here we go. We know all the latest trends and happenings. Don't look no further. All you need to know and where to go. There's no other. Talking about Alan Knight and Bridget Day on your dial. It's Talk Radio at its best.
Yeah, I forgot that I had loaded up the commercial in there, but because I interrupted you with doing the Mississippi Sweets commercial, you had mentioned real quick.
Yes,
you
I wanted
had something
to
going on.
remind everyone and invite everyone on June 8th at the St. Paul Apostle Catholic Church in Lighthouse Point. That's 2700 Northeast 36th Street in Lighthouse Point. There is a fundraiser for Lexi. She's a little girl that suddenly came down with water on the brain, and she's
she needs some help. So there's going to be silent auctions, raffles, a DJ. It's $25 a ticket, and it does include a dinner, an Italian dinner from Gianni's and Blue Jean Blues. It'll be a cash bar. Just come out. We'll be there. There's going to be a lot of awesome raffles. I know Steve from Mr. Bistro is going to be coming to your house and cooking for you. He's also providing a party at his restaurant for, I think, 12 people.
Okay.
That's going to be one of the raffles. I'll get more information, but if you want to find out more, you can log on to www.livelovelexi.com, or you can call Mary Solomon at 754-246-3989. Maybe next week we'll have more information about it. We'll have someone call in.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of things going on with the tornado in Oklahoma.
Yes.
Linda had passed along some information as well about the Red Cross, if you can donate something. And obviously, we have this that's going on, if you can help this person locally. I know, if you have $5, $10, $15, or 5 here, 5 there, 10 here, or something. Because imagine, of all the problems that you're having right now, there's somebody lower on the totem pole than you.
Yes.
And that's scary. So if you can, $5 here, $5 there, $10 here, whatever you can do to help out, Lexi, and then also the folks, the Red Cross in Oklahoma. It's just...
Yeah, just remember one thing. Whatever you give, it definitely comes back to you triple. It always does.
Oh, so
I am
going back,
proof of that.
So let's say, for instance, if your boss is giving you some stuff, that he'll get it right back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you give $30, I swear you'll get 90 back.
Is that the way it works?
Oh yeah.
Have you been reading from some church manual?
Or more. No, it just happens. That's just the rules of the law.
That if you give...
The ways of the world.
Oh, okay. I hope that is true.
It's gratitude.
Well, in the movies, if you do something wrong, what's that called? Revenge.
Give the Red Cross thing out.
Okay. The Salvation Army, and then the donations to the Red Cross. There's a few ways to help with the $10 donation going on your next cell phone bill.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it easy.
So when you pay the cell phone bill, be prepared.
So, okay, and call the Salvation Army here. Or no, you text the word STORM. Text the word STORM at 80888. Text the word STORM to 80888 to make a $10 donation. Does it have to be a limit of $10, I guess?
It comes automatically $10.
All right. Or call your local Salvation Army, 1-800-SAL-ARMY, S-A-L Army. So I know that we're stretching the purse strings here, but hey, look at the guy. You know what? I saw it on the news. Do we have enough time? Yeah. The guy on the news, this is, if you're eating dinner, turn off the radio for a moment if it's still on.
Oh, God.
But the guy, last Memorial Day, the guy who got his face eaten off.
Ooh, I know. He's doing well.
Right, his eye sockets, horrible. Yeah, but he doesn't have any animosity towards the guy. The guy was shot by the police department because he was eating his face off. But he's saying how this humble guy is saying, do you have any issues with the guy? And he goes, no, he was probably just having a bad day. Can you imagine? I'd like to have that attitude.
I wish you would.
To where things like that haven't happened to me, to have my face eaten off, but yet I think, oh my God, my troubles and things like that.
You sit at a red light too long and you're like, what the heck?
It can always be worse.
I know.
You
That's
think
what
that
I'm
your
trying to
problems,
tell you.
well.
We are blessed.
Look who's sitting right next to me. Freddie and Linda. No. Bridget Day, I know that I am blessed to have you in my life, honey. You are the positive. I am the negative. You're the yin. I'm the yang.
You're the freak and I'm the frat.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. From Blake in Master Control, thank you for being with us. Thank you as well. Freddie Fix-It has done a damn good job with this thing. WWNN Radio. It is perfect. I'm going to like the replay on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock. So I'm Alan Knight.
I'm Bridget Day.
And together we are Night and Day.
This is Health and Wealth Radio, AM 1470, WWNN.